Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and Assalamu alaikum to everyone. We would like to welcome everyone on another session of training regarding SchoolBits data entry on the ground application modules. This training is focused and aimed towards those schools who do not have an existing ERP, or there is lesser or no chance to integrate the ground application with their existing system, whether it is any form of student information system, or could be an ERP or any other management system whatsoever. Tentatively, it is derived to inculcate the schools who are absolutely having, I'm sorry to say, but a complete manual system. So let's start with this. This is the SchoolBits ground application data entry layout and training diagram. We are going to start from here and we move into the first thing. There are going to be altogether around 9 Excel sheets which will be required to enter the data into, but that data has to be cohesive. It has to be correlate from one to another. So let me just first give you the 3 tables which are independent. They do not have a correlationships between the 3 of these, which are going to be presented just in a moment. The first one is the teacher's XLSX. XLSX as a convention is an extension for Microsoft Excel worksheets from 2007 and onwards. So those of you who are not familiar with this format, you might try to install 2007 or higher Microsoft Excel in your computer and you'll be able to see this. We are providing all XLSX format data sheets. Now, in the teachers table, what we have are 3 columns, A, B, and C. First is teacher ID, second one is first name, third one is last name. If you look at it, the data is entered from left alignment. It means it is treated as text data. It is not numerical data, though it is numbers, but the nature of this data is considered to be text. So you can have a 6-digit number, probably starting from 5000000 or whatever. So it looks nice actually. The ID looks nice, not 1, 2, 3. Though you can choose any of them, but it will look nice if you have a symmetry in that. So we recommend to start from 8000000 and onwards, because as a convention we have used this in our existing Mushroom ERP system, which is a comprehensive school management backend and financial system. But we are not talking for that, since we have derived these tables from that ERP. So it's using, those kind of conventions. The second thing is the first name. We are allowing to enter complete name in English, and in the last name you can enter the complete name of the teacher in the native language. For example, you are in Arabian countries, you'll be entering the whole Arabic name as it seems here, Yusuf Ismail Al-Kaisi. And if you are in Pakistan, probably you will do it in Urdu. You are doing in India, probably you'll be doing in so many languages there. For example, Kannada, Tamil, Gujarati, Marathi, Hindi, and whatsoever. In Ethiopia, probably you will have Amhari. In Turkey, you will have Turkish language, Poland, Polish, and so on and so forth. So you can have these 3 columns being filled for all your teachers. Just add the ID number, increment by 1, 2, 3, and so on, and then the name in English, and then the name in the native language. I hope it is very self-explanatory. I'll move on to the second Excel sheet, which will be for the subjects. Now, you have to put all the subjects which you are teaching in your school from grade kindergarten to grade 12. That is also a thing, in some parts of the world, especially in India and Pakistan and in Bangladesh, probably in Sri Lanka as well, they have from grade 1 to grade 5, and then grade 6 to grade 10, and then 11 and 12 go as a college or something. So my debate is not the way or which system you follow. My debate or my training is based on one thing, that whatever subjects you are teaching in the school from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, you may list them here. For example, under subject ID, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and so on. And then the course number, you may leave it blank because this will not relate to your or this application to go on for. Similarly, in column D, the credit hours also you may leave them as it is. All we need is the description or the name of the subject and the subject ID, which may start from 1, 2, and 3, and 4. But you cannot repeat this number, the subject ID, for two different subjects, the same subject ID. Please do extra take care in there. In the previous Excel sheet for teachers, do the same. Whatever is ID, it is supposed to be unique. So we hope that you will be entering unique number for one subject individually. For example, you have English and you are teaching English from grade 1 to grade 12, leave one ID of it. But if you have English, for example, in some parts of Saudi Arabia, we have noticed that they call it credit control system. In that they divide the course, the same course, into 4 portions, and they call the subject, for example, if it is English, they say it English 1, English 2, English 3, English 4. So if that is the case, whatever you are teaching, broken or full, has to be having a unique ID. So each subject is required to have one ID. I'll explain you in a little bit when we move down further in our training and explanation of the worksheets. Please bear with me for a moment. Now, the third independent worksheet is the Students Excel SX, which is going to have, similar to the teacher ID, you will have Students ID. Again, see, there is a little teeny green left top corner, which makes this numeric entry as a text entry. Though there are numbers, but the nature and the reaction of these numbers would be considered as text. Then, similar to the teacher, first name will hold all the whole English name of the student. Now, this is admission class. Admission class will have the class code. I'm going to go into the next slide and you will see the class code. What does it mean? It should have the same code as you define. For example, KG1 code is 1, KG2 is 2, KG3 is 3, grade 1 is 4, grade 2 is 5, you know, the IDs and so on. So you have to use the codes, what we define for the classrooms, to come here. Phone number is not necessary. You may put yes or no, you may put 0 or whatever. Status should be yes. It is Y. It means active. Those students who are not yes or Y, they will not be considered as uploadable data. Now here is father's mobile and here is mother's mobile. You may or you may not use the first 0 to enter the whole mobile number for the father or the mother. Similarly, the family name, you may put the family name in Arabic or in your native language, like we did for the teacher, the first name and the last name. So one of the name, for example, first name could be in English, the full name, and the family name can have your native language full name. This will help us when you choose the application to go on and work in your native language. It will read from this column. All right. So these were 3 independent Excel sheets which we wanted you to enter data into. Now we come into the setting up of school levels in class groups and then to the classes. This is very, very critical and crucial. Please do bear with us and try to understand the concept that the levels of the school means grade 1 to grade 3. Some schools, they say this is junior or lower elementary, because generally grade 1 to grade 6 around the world, it is called elementary. So when we say grade 1 to grade 3, we will further subdivide it and we will call it, for example, lower elementary or ELL, elementary low. Similarly, grade 4, 5 and 6 will make another group. It will be elementary high, ELH. I'm not saying you should follow my naming convention, but what I'm saying is it will help you organize your school much better. I'm pretty sure that most of the schools are already following this kind of breakdown and breaking their school into 3 class groups each. And then with these class groups, they create the sections and classes and so on. So, for example, you have kindergarten section and it has KG1, KG2, and KG3. All right. We will call all of them as level ID 1 and the level title could be kindergarten, not 1. I've just written it here since I've copied it from my other database. Now, the other thing which will work under the levels is class groups. Now, class group will be KG1, KG2, KG3, for example. And then there will be a level ID which is going to be linked here. See, this is the one. The levels level ID should be matching the level ID under class groups. For example, you use here level ID 2 and you choose elementary low, and here you define what is elementary low. It is grade 1. So you will choose the level ID 2. Then you will say grade 2. You will again choose the level ID 2. Grade 3, you will again choose the level ID 2. Then when you come back here and you enter another level, which is 3, for example, and it will be elementary high, which is comprising of grade 4, 5, and 6. So here you will say grade 4 and you will say level ID as 3. Grade 5, level ID 3, because grade 4, 5, and 6 will be coming under one level. Grade 1, 2, 3 will be coming under one level, and KG1, KG2, KG3 will be coming under one level. So I hope it is self-explanatory. Then you go into the individual classes under the class group. For example, you have grade 1 written here. Grade 1 will have grade 1 section 1, grade 1 section 2, grade 1 section 3, and so on and so forth. But they will all be actually for grade 1, so they will have the same group ID. See here, this is the link. So for example, you have KG1 section 1, KG1 section 2, KG1 section 3, and so on. All of them must fall under the group of KG. And then this group of KG must fall under the level of kindergarten. I hope it is very, very explanatory and none of you will have difficulty in entering the data. However, whichever country you are going to use and see this video, and if we have our branch office, please do contact our ground staff there and they will be very happy to help you and explain you further. It's just a matter of putting the things right in the first place so that you don't have to do the repetition of work and there is no redundancy and repetition ever occurring. Because if this data is not organized properly the way we are directing, your mobile application is not going to function properly and your ground application is not going to start from its very, very dead situation. So now we move on to linking it. See, you have seen this subjects table in the previous slide. I will show you one more time. Here in the beginning, where the independent tables were, you had subjects and teachers. There you are. So all the subjects were listed. This is the same thing we are listing with now onto the classes and subjects. Now we will link the class to the subject. So here, for example, calendar ID, calendar could be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. For example, this year you will choose calendar 1. Second year, you will choose calendar 2, and so on and so forth. Don't worry about it. Here is the class code. I'm going to come back into it. If you look at it, what class code is this? Let me take you back. 3 clicks here. See here, class code. This is the one which we are referring. Now we want to tell the ground application data administration system that class code 1, which is actually KG1 section 1, there will be a subject dot which will be 1. And what is that subject? It was English. If you remember in the previous slides, we have showed you how to enter the data and list all your subjects. So you will choose the same code in here. So class code is 1 and subject code is 1. Why? Because now we are talking in codes. We don't have to write the whole thing again because you could make typing mistakes. You can forget the things. You can forget the sequences and so on and so forth. Now, when we go on and work, and link the subject, as you can see, there is an arrow going on from the subject's Excel sheet It means that class 1, which was KG1 section 1 here, is going to teach English language. Similarly, class 1 subject 1, class 1 subject 2, class 1 subject 3, and so on. So you are going to link all the classes and all the subjects with every class and its subject. Here is the class. You see, from the previous ones, when we had the independent ones, here is the class. It had class code 1, which was KG1 and section 1. The class code of that is copied here, and the subject ID is copied from the subjects XLSX. So this one is a critical, crucial one, which is having 2 inputs on it. Now we go on and do the similar thing and link the teacher with the class. Exactly the same methodology. You have the class code, which is coming here like this, and you have a teacher code. You remember when you entered this teacher and you had this code. So you are filling in this Excel sheet, class underscore teacher XLSX, to have the teacher ID and the class code. It's going to tell the system that which teacher will go in which class, which teacher will go in which class, and so on. Now there is the third and last one, which is going to tell what teacher or which teacher is going to teach what subject. So here, this is the old teacher XLSX, and it has the teacher ID here, and this one is the subjects XLSX, and it has the subject ID here. It means teacher this, subject this. Choose all skill levels as E and teaching mode as major to avoid any extra talking on that. This is not going to make sense to you probably right now for those who do not have a proper ERP system, but later on it will make a sense. So just copy E and major in the following cells and put the subject to subject and teacher to teacher. That in the previous one we had showed you which class will have what subject, and then we showed you which teacher will go in which class. Now we tell you which teacher will teach which subject. Once we have done this, we are all done. And this is the list of all the Excel sheets that is provided. These are 9 in total. Please fill each one of them and fill them correctly. No redundancy, no duplications, and no missings. The accuracy of your data entry is going to maintain the quality of your software to work. I wish you all best of luck, and thank you so very much for your time.